Alright, hello everyone and welcome back to my Fallout 4 Mod Spotlight series, where today we are having a look at the Soviet's Mask mod, which is being made by user Trudy Britzy, and what this glorious little piece of work looks to add into the game is the GP5, a Soviet gas mask, and this is, I think, pretty fitting for the game, as it is a Cold War era gas mask, and, well, created by those darn commies, so, you know, fits actually pretty nicely into the Fallout universe. Let's take a look at what we actually do get with this, and here in apparel we have the GP5, a gas mask for you to use. Now, it doesn't have a whole lot in the way of modifications besides different skins, so it's not really going to provide you with much beyond, well, this base damage resistance of 1 physical and 15 radiation. But it is a pretty good looking mask that is, well, just fun to wear. Now, it does come in 2 different varieties, either the standard GP5 or the GP5 hats. Now, this depends on whether or not you want to wear a helmet/hat with your particular gas mask. This one basically takes up the full helmet slot. This one does not, allowing you to also wear a hat/helmet, something along those lines. Now, as for how you do get your hands on one of these things, it's actually, well, pretty easy. You just need to go over to a neighborhood-friendly chemistry station and go to the gas mask category, where we can build either the standard or the hats version with simply 1 asbestos, 2 glass, 6 rubber, and 4 steel. Now, you'll also be able to buy it from merchants as well as obtain it from enemies like raiders and gunners who may occasionally be wearing them. But I mean, yeah, not a whole lot to make it here, so might as well just make your own. And then, of course, as for the modifications we do have, let's head over to the armor workbench here and head down. Either one will have the same skins available, so we'll head into the standard gas mask here, and we have the default plain and simple and Adidas black bloodied British camo classy deer skull discolored fire starter industrial max G3D skull spider, and finally Taxi Man. Each one will just take 2 oil for you to, change it over to, and some of them actually are pretty darn cool. If we go out and over to all of the mannequins I have set up, we have started here with just the standard default skin. You know, pretty nice, actually quite good overall, very fitting for, well, a gas mask. We then have the Adidas, which has actually a lot of detail around the filter with things like save water, drink vodka, etc. It's actually a pretty nice one. I'm not a big fan of Adidas, but hey, if that's your thing, boom, gas mask. We then have the just plain old black one, very cool for your, I guess, stealthier characters, so you blend in with the night. We then have the bloodied gas mask, which also does have a nice crack there on the lens. Very cool. This one's seen some fighting. We then have the British version, which is like kind of, I don't know why, but I find this one very amusingly painted. So there we go, the British gas mask. We then have the camo for anyone going the more soldier aesthetic route. Very nice. We then have the classy deer, which is a deer wearing a top hat. That's kind of hard to see, frankly, considering the placement. I don't know, I would have thought it'd be better on the side or top, but yeah, there we go. Classy top hat wearing deer. We then have the deer skull version, which is, more of a skull. And I actually quite like this one. I think very fitting for a raider type character. And then is the discolored one, which honestly is one of my favorite because it looks, old and worn, which it fits into this world in my mind, so very nice one indeed, but that is the discolored. Next, heading over here, we have the fire starter, which is, Kind of just a bit more extreme version of the bloodied one over there, to be frank, but still very nice looking, and again, some nice detailing on the filter itself with the flames there. We then, after that, have the industrial version, another good one with more, sort of yellow construction-y colors there on the filter. We then have the Max G3D, very cool one here. I do like the sort of red wings on there, very nice. Next is the skull. If, you're going for the Punisher aesthetic on your character, it works quite nicely there, a very nice skull paint job. Next is the spider, which, going for the Spider-Man look, very, very nice. Basically just a whole lot of webbing around a red gas mask. And finally, we have the Taxi Man one, which is definitely, I think, the most sort of extreme of all the paint jobs. Justin, there seems to be a lot more to this one, and I quite like it. I think it's very cool. And the final one I have here is just the hat version, which, of course, unlike the others, can be worn with a hat. Now, I'm actually going to take this Coast Guard hat off of this one just to show one slight issue that I have. I'm looking at the wrong thing. I need to grab there. That I do have with the hat version. Now, I'm actually currently wearing the hat version on my character, and we're wearing a combat helmet. Now, overall, it looks pretty good. A little bit weird, you can see around the eyes, just the lenses are a bit big for the combat armor helmet, but overall, though, it still fits pretty darn well together, and I do enjoy it. Now, when you're wearing something like a Coast Guard hat, though, well, it gets weird, because your hair's popping out the back with this hat, and if I turn the character around, is noticeably clipping through the helmet. And in fact, if we do take off that Coast Guard hat, you can really see the hair clipping through all over the thing. Now, depending on the hairstyle of your character, that may not be much of a problem, but it's just kind of an odd thing with the hat one, as if I do switch over to the standard GP5 mask, you can see, well, we're effectively bald at this point, and that's okay. But yes, overall, though, a very, very cool gas mask with a lot of different modifications for you to enjoy and play around with. I do still think my favorite is the one with hats, because you can wear it with helmets, making it a bit more useful so you can have more protection on your poor head. But yeah, that's really it for this mod. If you'd like to check it out for yourself, which I would definitely recommend you go and do, you can have a look at the link in the description as per usual. But that is going to be it for today, my friends. I hope you all have enjoyed, and of course that you do come back for the next episode, when hopefully we'll be looking at yet another wonderful mod. But until that time, thank you for watching, and as always, have a good one!